All right, guys and girls, welcome to another episode of Sub-Auteurs. It is February and there is love in the air, or so they tell us. We are your hosts. I am Misha.
I'm Mai.
I'm Anjo.
And today we are going to be talking about...
By the way, guys, girls, and everything in between.
Guys, girls, and everything in between. Yes, we don't want Anjo to be left out.
Fresh of the morning air.
On second thought, I actually don't mind leaving him out of this one.
Oh no, you started it. Nang mainlove ako sa'yo, kala ko yung pag-ibig mo ay tunay. Okay.
Pero di... Sorry, never mind.
Great
Para
start.
kang Sphinx. Ugali mo yung nakaka-Sphinx.
Today we're going to be talking about some of the rom-coms that have filled our screens over the past few years, because everybody's got, when you ask people about their favorite rom-coms, a lot of the same answers come up. Things like Love Actually and stuff like that. So today we're going to go into some more recent rom-coms and talk about the ones.
Are you calling us old?
No, I'm not calling anybody old. I'm just saying there's been some new stuff.
He's just saying that we're knowledgeable in the realm of rom-coms.
Are we?
Are we?
Okay. Just to set some ground rules, let's go with rom-coms that were released from 2010 onwards. Okay, there we go. That's our bottom line. 2010 onwards. Roll the music. Okay, so what is it about rom-coms? Why do people watch these things? I mean, I remember that there was this one time that my father was supposed to take my mom to go see my best friend's wedding. I had to be dragged kicking and screaming all the way to the cinema. And in the end, I actually enjoyed the damn thing. So what is it about rom-coms? Why do people watch them? What do you guys like about them?
Because it's wish fulfillment.
I don't like them. Sorry. Just gonna be honest. It's not my first option to watch. I mean, if it's there, okay. But I rarely go out of my way to watch rom-coms.
It's my guilty pleasure.
You got a lot of guilty pleasures.
You know what? I love this quote.
Actually, it's not even a guilty pleasure because I would admit to liking rom-coms.
Yeah. I remember this quote by Dave Grohl or something. It's like, fuck guilty pleasures. If you like something, just like it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Something like
pleasure.
That. Yeah.
Straight up pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
I have to admit, though, I am not crazy about the super sentimental schmaltzy ones. I like a little bit of irony in my rom-coms, because nobody lives a fairy tale.
Yeah.
Something that's more grounded.
I think early on,
or sarcastic.
Yeah. Early on, I don't know if I was already jaded early on, or that I just realized that none of this shit happens in real life. So it's not really something I, grew up to like. So it's just, it used to just be like some ritual with my mom because my mom would enjoy it, and I just thought of it as some sort of bonding activity, something to watch with my mom. But then we grew out of it, I guess. Maybe when Julia Roberts stopped starring in a lot of them, my mom kind of stopped too. She was into the whole
Julia
era.
Roberts fan.
Yeah, she was into this whole era of Julia Roberts, and who else was a big Kate Hudson. My mom loved her too, so we definitely watched a lot of those rom-coms.
So America's Sweethearts during that time.
I liked America's Sweethearts.
Yeah, around that
Catherine
era.
Zeta-Jones was also part of that group of, but I guess
yeah, but these are like the old ones we won't be talking about today.
Yeah,
yes. Let's talk about more recent stuff from 2010 onwards. So who wants to go first? I mean, Anjo, it's your pleasure.
Is my pleasure? Okay, first thing that comes to mind that I really enjoyed was Trainwreck with Amy Schumer.
Ooh, yeah.
That was just that was a lot of fun. That was the one movie that made me think John Cena can fucking act and LeBron James surprisingly can act. I was like,
Yes, and they can be funny. They can be hella funny if you give them half a chance.
Yeah, I mean, like apart from that, the script was, pretty much grounded. It was pretty smart. And I mean, the chemistry between Schumer and Bill Hader was maybe them being comedians and kind of really worked for them both. That was fun. It was really fun to watch. Nice. But I don't know. I enjoyed John Cena the most, I guess.
Or he's a closeted gay man who's trying to have sex with Amy Schumer. He can only do it when he imagines her as a dude.
I like the part when they were having sex and she was asking him to talk dirty, and all he was doing was talking about his muscles, like, or one more rep, and that made him come faster. It's like, what the fuck's happening?
Or when she asked him to do dirty talk and role play, and he's like, okay, you're a construction worker. You're in your jean shorts with your boots and your helmet. I'm like, no, just no, John Cena, no.
No. But that was a good movie because there was just, it seemed more realistic up until the part where she starts dancing with the New York City Knicks dance squad or whatever. I was like, maybe this could happen, but then everything else just was more real. It's like trouble dating, getting to know somebody, all having fears and apprehensions about entering a new relationship, especially if you have like that kind of family background. That was just okay. That's I could see people having this kind of problem. I have friends who have this kind of problem. So this movie I enjoyed. It was really fun to watch.
Absolutely. And along the lines of a train wreck, something probably with the same-ish humor, Bridesmaids, obviously. I loved Bridesmaids and I'm glad you said 2010 onwards, because yes, 2011, still in.
Okay,
Bridesmaids.
Good. Bridesmaids works.
But still one of the best. Well, it's more of a girlfriend movie than like a romance per se, although there is a romance somehow. I like how it focused more on the female friendship aspect of things, or female frenemies, that kind of thing. And amazing cast, obviously. We had Kristen Wiig, we had Maya Rudolph, and Rose Byrne was amazing here.
Yes.
Rose Byrne.
Rose Byrne. And Melissa McCarthy, around the time I wasn't sick of her yet. Like for a slew of a lot of movies after Bridesmaids, she kind of like played the same character for a lot of movies. Like the messy
sloppy one.
Yeah, the messy friend. But oh my gosh, Kristen Wiig and Rose Byrne's rivalry was like just like the best thing about that movie. Plus John Hamm being a total asshole.
Yeah.
I think John Hamm really gets off on just making fun of his whole serious, super good looking guy image.
Yep. Yeah.
He's done it He's done it from Keeping Up with the Joneses.
And Kimmy Schmidt and 30 Rock. Basically, every time he shows up lately, he's just making fun of himself.
Yeah. It's so far from the Don Draper image that he built in Mad Men. It's like, John Hamm.
But I agree with you on Bridesmaids because that was like the first real big movie of the last 20 years or even the last 10 years rather, where it showed, that female comedians could do stuff of that caliber just as well as any of the males, like in The Hangover or whatever.
Yeah.
It led to other stuff like horrible bosses, Jennifer Aniston, Bad Moms.
Yeah. Although I wouldn't
Girls
say
Night
those are
Out.
great.
Rough Night.
Yeah. Yeah, that kind of like gave birth to the whole girlfriends going out, going crazy, and it's fun. Super fun.
One film that I like actually is Sleeping with Other People.
Oh, this is the one with Jason
Sudeikis. Yeah, and Alison Brie, and there are these two people who you would think that they'd be good together, but circumstances don't necessarily allow for it, and the conversations they have are just really real, and I like it because there's no easy path for these people, and it's not a bunch of meet cutes and little moments and all that stuff. It's about how hard this kind of thing is to connect, and just because you connect with somebody doesn't mean you're going to end up with them.
Yeah.
I like the part that the baggage was real, because some people really do get hung up over past relationships, and that really showed with Alison Brie's character.
Absolutely.
that's one huge hurdle in a relationship. And like more than anything, that movie showed how much these people had to go through just to get past that hurdle.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And you know how in the early 2010s, there was also this slew of films about sleeping, like fuck buddies. There were a lot of them around that time.
Like, why was that a thing?
I don't know. So
Friends with Benefits.
Friends with Benefits, Love and Other Drugs with Anne Hathaway and Jake Gyllenhaal.
What's the not so
Crazy
good
Stupid
one?
Love?
No, not that.
But that's one of the best. I would admit, Crazy Stupid Love is definitely one of the best.
There's the cheap knockoff with Natalie Portman. There's that one. The cheap knockoff.
The one with Ashton Kutcher.
Friends with Benefits?
No, that's Justin Timberlake and Mila Kunis, which was good.
Yeah.
No Strings Attached.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know why. It became a trend. And then suddenly there was also one here locally with Angel Locsin and John Lloyd Cruz. They kind of followed with that trend also. What was that called? Unofficially Yours. That was the name of the John Lloyd and Angel Locsin movie, which was also fun. Like a nice local version of that whole Friends with Benefits type movie. Yeah. So wala lang. I don't know. Nauso lang din siya before, this whole fuck buddy theme. And it was fun.
Yeah. Friends with Benefits was, Friends with Benefits.
Obviously, what's it about? Fuck buddies who fall in love.
It's funny you mentioned the thing about fuck buddies, because back in the day, like the kinds of movies you watch with your mom, right? It would be boy meets girl, stuff happens, and by the end of the second act, some misunderstanding splits them up or whatever. But the third act, somebody does a big grand gesture and they end up together. So that's how they all used to go. But then you have stuff like Friends with Benefits or No Strings Attached, and people, they're people who are already engaged in a physical relationship. It's like different ways of approaching the same thing. They still end up in a happy ending.
And it's a refreshing
happy ending.
Oh, well.
But
maturity.
I found it really refreshing that it's still a new formula for that. They're probably not super new. There were probably like older films, but then this was the time it became a trend. And finally it vied away from the whole meet cute thing. And it acknowledged that, yes, there really are relationships that start out just physical.
Right. I mean, especially in the case of Friends with Benefits, I think this is the more self-aware.
Yeah.
It's a more self-aware take on the genre itself, because you both have strong characters in both Justin Timberlake and Mila Kunis' characters, and then Justin Timberlake particularly says things about how rom-coms always would have this one big grand gesture, like a flash mob that would eventually turn the tide of the story.
Oh my God, flash mobs were so 2010.
Right. Like they would go off, drive, ride a carriage on horseback in New York when they're actually filming on the set in LA or something like that. Like he was that movie totally called out the genre. So there's this whole thing about Friends with Benefits where it's just a little bit self-aware of what the rom-com is like. So I guess that's why that movie was better than No Strings Attached.
Yeah. And I like how they really established rules like, okay, this is how I want to be pleasured. You know how they had ground rules? No feelings. I like it like this. I like it like that. I sneeze when I come, but I'm gonna they had those like random moments where you really don't see in rom-coms. But yes, these conversations actually do happen in real life. And it's actually refreshing to see it on screen where it tells you that, yes, it is healthy to tell your sexual partner what turns you on or what gets your motor running.
Communication. Yes. Absolutely.
Amazing.
I guess also more than anything, as opposed to the typical meet cute formula. Meet cute, you find each other charming, you fall in love in a few days, and then some misunderstanding happens, whatever Misha said earlier. This one actually takes the time, and it takes the time to tell you that these guys are actually getting to know each other. Even if they're just having, meaningless sex.
Something I think I've found recently, especially in the last 10 years or so, is that I think there's an acknowledgement now, since all of us are so familiar with the tropes of rom-coms, we all know what to expect. We all know what's going to happen. And, you can't just go into the theater or into the screening for a cheap kilig moment anymore. You can't go for that cheap emotional pop. You have to add a little bit more because we are so aware of all the stereotypes and all the tropes. And you mentioned one thing that they've been doing to shake up the formula. That's fuck buddies, friends with benefits. That's something that was never touched upon like 20 years ago. But even if you had couples who would spend the whole movie talking about their reasons why they shouldn't be together or why they wouldn't be together, you always on some level knew that they would end up together anyway. Mm-hmm. Whether it's, you can go back as far as, Breakfast at Tiffany's or When Harry Met Sally. And there's some great dialogue there about why they shouldn't end up together. But I found in the last 10 years, something that's been added is emotional baggage. We're getting a lot of movies with broken fucking people who are ending up together or not ending up together, depending on what you're watching.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because it's more real. I think it's more relatable. Because if you've noticed, movies nowadays are more grounded in some areas whereas movies back then, it's more of the wish fulfillment type. People would just rather see something that they wanted to happen to the main character that they can relate to. But now it's just so different that you want something more real. That's what you can relate to more. Mm-hmm. I think it's just an evolution of how society is and what people expect from what they're getting or what they're viewing. Mm-hmm. I think it's just it's just given the era when the movie was produced, it's just a natural
progression.
Yeah, there you go, natural progression.
And I think a lot of it, I mean, for better or worse, as far as emotionally broken people getting together, like in Sleeping with Other People, a lot of it can be traced. The most recent examples could be traced to stuff like 500 Days of Summer, for example. I mean, I know it's not in the 2010 onwards time frame that we gave, but at 500 Days of Summer.
Well, you broke your own rule. You said it.
But you can argue that it was a precursor to all these movies we got now of all these broken people trying to be less broken just by being with someone.
It started the trend. It started the trend where that's how people are in real life.
It takes me back to bad memories with exes.
See? But then especially
even a musical, musical's supposed to be whimsical and flights of fancy, but then you got something like La La Land, which just kicks you in the teeth in the last 30 seconds, in the last 3, 4, 5 minutes of it.
It's a direct contrast to Singing in the Rain, which was a great rom-com also.
Fine. If you look at the timeline or the plot of La La Land, it would make a good rom-com, but it's a really bad musical.
It's a really bad musical.
It's a terrible musical. That's just my 2 cents about it. Yes, it's a good love story, but it's a bad musical.
It's a terrible fucking musical. Even the director admitted that he would have happily cut out the opening dance number, but it's a fucking amazing dance number.
It's the best part.
But it doesn't do what an opening number in a musical is supposed to do. Set up the world and its characters. It's just there. It's a technical exercise. It looks
a really good technical exercise.
But it doesn't accomplish anything narrative-wise.
No, it
doesn't.
And wherein musicals are supposed to be just a lot of song numbers with the story weaving it together. This is opening number, story. Song number, really long stretch of story, and then the last
could literally
song.
Cut out the songs. It would still be the same movie.
Yeah, so it's a terrible musical, but fine. A lot of people felt feelings. This whole the broken people getting together, living their dreams, and then not ending up together. Spoiler, sorry, dapat alam nyo na to, napanood nyo na dapat yung La La Land.
Yes,
but it's been years.
Yeah, it's really heartbreaking to see them not get together, and given how great Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling look. They look so good together. The chemistry is amazing. They've had so many rom-coms together already.
It's funny how you mentioned Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling, because I like that one with Steve Carell in it.
Yeah, Crazy Stupid Love.
Love.
Misha mistakenly mentioned earlier
I'm so
as
sorry.
a fuck buddy movie.
And I like
it's not a fuck buddy movie.
It's not. It's kind of funny with Steve Carell trying to have a fuck buddy with Aunt May.
Well, At some
Aunt
point,
May
it was. It was like a teeny part of it. But Crazy Stupid Love is definitely one of my favorite rom-coms. Not even of that given decade in this episode, like ever. It definitely is one of my favorite rom-coms ever.
It's so smartly written because you have this guy who's Ryan Gosling, who's this Hitch type guy, like this player type guy, can get any girl he wants, dresses so well. And then he decides to help out this middle-aged guy going through a divorce to try and get his wife back. So that's something new. And eventually he ends up falling in love with this girl who turns out to be the daughter of, Steve Carell. So
and it's hilarious when they all find out, like they have no clue. Steve Carell has like no clue. This guy who's been teaching me asshole moves has been like getting it on with my daughter. It's the best. It's one of the best climaxes in rom-coms.
Oh, yeah.
When shit goes down and like after their fight, the cop goes, keep it in the family.
Like the best part about it is that it shows different types of love, like how some married couples, just fall out of love.
Yeah.
A young couple, falling in love, and then a kid.
Yes,
who doesn't even know, it's puppy love. Like he loves his baby. He says he loves his babysitter.
It's so cute. Yeah. It's so inappropriate, but it was so cute.
Incredibly so.
No, oh shit, the babysitter likes Steve Carell.
Yes.
So when he said inappropriate, that kind of like triggered memories of what happened.
It's kind of unlikely to happen. Like all these stories interweaving together or how connected these are. This is usually stuff you really just see in rom-coms or dramas. But Crazy Stupid Love just executed it so well that it's not cheesy. It's not lame in any way. I'm parang, okay, she fell in love with the guy or something. Parang it's just so well executed and the script is so charming and witty.
I feel like how they did it kasi was parang they didn't just focus on, the good looking ones. Na parang, ito, daddy. Daddy.
And the relationship between Steve Carell and Julianne Moore was definitely my favorite. I know like Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone are the young crowd drawers. But who I the relationship progression I really appreciated was Steve Carell and Julianne Moore. It started off with a divorce or like an attempt at a divorce, and then they break up. But then you see eventually how he does try to like single it up, get some tips from Ryan Gosling.
With Aunt May.
Or like different other women. But in the end, you just see how much he still loves his wife and how he would just like go outside their house and just call her to like hear her voice, even if he knows that she's, she might have moved on with some other guy, but he still really loves her, makes sure he takes care of her, mows her lawn, all those little things. It was just so adorable. And you already know how much I love Steve Carell.
My wife actually was so happy for Steve Carell's character because the Julianne Moore's other guy in question was Kevin Bacon, and
Kevin Bacon.
For some reason she hates Kevin Bacon. Like every time
Kevin Bacon,
I have no. I think it's because of that movie he was in, The River Wild, where he played that bad guy
and he tried to kill Meryl Streep and her kid.
Yeah, so
on the river.
And she saw that as a kid and that kind of stuck. So she has this thing where she really hates Kevin Bacon. So that explains her, irrational hate for the guy. It's a good actor, though.
Okay.
But yes, Crazy Stupid Love was amazing. Still definitely one of my favorites.
Speaking of interweaving stories, I think there's another movie that I like. He's Just Not That Into You.
Ooh. Oh, yes.
That movie can it's kind of fucked up and kind of good. Like there's certain different types of relationships. Like there's this one couple who's been together for so long, everybody just expects them to get married. And then, that's Ben Affleck and Jennifer Aniston. Then you have this, then you have this married couple, but then the guy's cheating on the wife. It's Jennifer Connelly and Rocket Raccoon, Bradley Cooper.
Rocket Raccoon. Like, oh my God.
The Limitless.
But can I just say,
we were in furry territory.
The thing about He's Just Not That Into You, I think like some people might overlook it because they'll try and lump it in with like Valentine's Day and New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
The wannabe Love Actuallys.
But it wasn't happy.
No.
But this thing actually has some substance to it,
It is. It's so grounded because it's different types of relationship. You see that these people all have issues. They all have baggage. And, you see people getting hurt. But then it's funny also at times. So
yes. I did not enjoy the feelings while watching it because like, oh my gosh, it's like it's like a movie with many hard to swallow pills.
Yes.
That you don't usually expect from rom-coms because rom-coms is usually, like you guys said, fantasy or wish fulfillment. But here you have this movie where it just like punches you in the gut, like he's not
like over and over.
Yeah, so it's like okay.
That's Jennifer Goodwin's character, right?
Right. So it was lots of tough pills to swallow in that one, but still good.
It's a good movie. I mean, like I've noticed with the way with the movies that we've been talking about, I noticed that we appreciated the more grounded ones.
It's like we're staying away from your stereotypical happy Hollywood ending.
Yeah. Although
kind of hard because if you said you could have counted like movies 2000 onwards, I would have said all the Amanda Bynes movies.
Yeah, or the Hilary Duff ones and Lindsay Lohan ones. But okay,
I like She's the Man now.
We're not talking about that. Okay, let's get to more recent movies, I guess, that we can talk about. In the last couple of years, there was also this slew of Asian leading men and women, which I really enjoyed. And a bunch of them were actually pretty good. I really enjoyed Crazy Rich Asians.
Yes, I agree.
I think everybody did.
Yeah.
that movie, that was really good.
Enjoyed the book too.
Yes. Actually, I read the book first. And I really liked the book. And then the movie came out and it made, surprise, it actually was at par with the book, in my opinion, which doesn't happen very often. But Constance Wu and Henry Golding had great chemistry. Michelle Yeoh played such an amazing mother-in-law figure, always looming threateningly over the new girl.
I think the entire cast.
Yes, the entire cast was amazing. And yes, all great Asian actors. Awkwafina.
As herself.
Blonde, but as herself, obviously. And Ronnie Chen and
I love Ronnie Chen.
Awkwafina and Ronnie Cheng again?
Yeah. This is not Shang-Chi, by the way, but
Jimmy O Yang was there too.
Yes.
Yeah.
This movie's ridiculous.
Besides the whole Asian representation thing, maybe it was just also so grounded in the problems Asians usually experiences when meeting the family. And also there's also this whole rich guy, poor girl trope, yes, but it is in a more genuine, grounded way, not like the usual rich guy, poor girl, or vice versa. But
I gotta say,
in a more relatable way.
I gotta say though, Henry Golding is kind of a dick in this movie because how could you not mention that your family is made of bajillionaires?
Okay, I understand.
He knows how his mother is.
The Henry Golding apologist. Just because I have a huge crush on him. Just kidding. Okay, I see what you're saying. I understand why you wouldn't be comfortable saying how rich you actually are, but what you could have warned her about was how you need to please the mother. Like, money aside, the bigger deal was him not saying that his mother has really high expectations. At least tell her that. But the rich part, not something you always want to disclose, especially if you want to keep your identity secret.
I mean, fair enough, but at least give her some idea what she's in for.
True.
This is a woman that you say you're gonna marry, right? I think she deserves to know what she's marrying into. Fine. Even just a little bit.
Fine, but if you ask me,
I kind of agree with Misha.
Fine, this is just
I understand.
Being okay with Henry Golding in general.
I understand.
Are you defending the movie or his abs?
I think the abs.
I also think it's the abs.
The accent too.
Okay, because I can understand him trying to hide who he was in New York, and dating Constance Wu's character because she didn't know who he was because, you know, she was raised in America. But so I kind of get that. But dude, you fly her to Singapore in a freaking, I don't know, in first class with a freaking solo pod you can actually like lie down in. Isn't that like, you know, like I have something to tell you, like I'm super rich, when you get back home. Like, you know, like could have said something.
Fine. I will defend Henry Golding to the death in Crazy Rich Asians, but I cannot say anything about Last Christmas.
Yes, because speaking of Henry Golding to the death, boy, Last Christmas was really bad.
It was
oh
so
my
bad.
God.
I have nothing to say about that movie.
It was like a Hallmark Christmas movie. Now, I'm sorry. I know there is a market for that. I know lots of people look forward to seeing like if Hallmark can break their number of Christmas movies this year.
People like your mom?
Yeah, that's true. But
Tita, may sinasabi si Anjo.
I'm just saying. He's just making fun of the movies you watch, Tita.
But, you know, this one was not a Hallmark movie. This wasn't a Lifetime Channel movie. This wasn't even a fucking Netflix movie. This was like in cinemas. They were charging people money to watch this movie of Henry Golding as a ghost falling in love with Daenerys. And it was just really dumb.
Yeah, when the big twist came out, I was like, what the fuck?
I was calling
it because he was wearing the same outfit in every scene.
Yep. And then he didn't have his phone number.
And he would only show up at random times.
When she needed it the most. I was like, okay, something's up.
It wasn't such a good, hindi siya good revelation eh. Parang,
yes.
Okay.
The only good thing about that movie was Professor Trelawney.
And Michelle Yeoh.
Michelle Yeoh. Yes, because she got to be all giddy and, you know, she had the better rom-com story.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did, actually. You could have focused on that. I mean, like, why would you write something like this? Like, why would you make...
Emilia Clarke, by the way, for people who don't watch Game of Thrones.
Or Sarah Connor.
And with all due respect to Henry Golding's amazing accent, it just didn't work for me, this movie. Sorry. I mean,
no, it didn't.
I got more out of the Wham soundtrack than I did from the actual movie.
That was actually one of the good points I was about to say. One of the only good things about it was the soundtrack.
You know, the horrible story and, you know, the horrible twist.
He's a ghost.
But, you know, like, you know, no matter how charming Daenerys or Emilia Clarke was or Henry Golding was, it just couldn't save the movie.
No. Or I don't know. I as much as I love Emilia Clarke, I don't think she got the whole broody, not really resentful. Homeless. She was like a couch surfer, right? Somehow she couldn't get her shit together, and she always had runny mascara or eyeliner throughout the whole movie for some reason. But she's just way too smiley and bubbly for me to actually get into that whole messed up characters. I didn't believe her as like a broody couch surfing poor person.
She was just too happy.
Yeah, she's just too cute for that kind of role. So I don't know. She's an amazing actress, but you're just
well, she did Sarah Connor.
That was really bad. She tried. She's trying so hard.
I don't know. She was able to like play a completely different person in Game of Thrones, but I don't know why she wasn't convincing here.
Well, okay. So Last Christmas was a bust precisely because we had to pay for it. But that doesn't mean that the stuff that's on streaming can't be as good or even better than the rom-coms that we've been talking about so far.
Yeah, and another good one with Asian leads. Always Be My Maybe. With
Ali Wong, man.
just by the way, we're talking about the Ali Wong and and
Randall
Park movie, not the Gerald Anderson and R.C. Munoz one.
But that also has Asians.
Yes, that also has Asians, but
pero Southeast Asians to be exact.
Okay. Yung Always Be My Maybe natin was okay. Well, I can't really say much. I might be biased because I helped work on it. But yeah. We'll talk about the Netflix one.
Keanu Reeves.
He's not Asian, but yes, he really
amazing.
did. He was amazing and always
That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know.
All you need to know.
No, hindi lang naman. Like Randall and Ali were so cute.
Well, yes. Randall Park was excellent.
They had great chemistry, and it does still get on the whole trope thing. Like, okay, they were childhood sweethearts somehow, and then years later they meet again. Girl is all successful and rich. Guy's just like, I'm a normal guy. I actually fix air conditioners or whatever. And they see each other again. They fall in love. Their lifestyles clash, but all in such a hilarious way because they have such great chemistry.
Including a self-aware Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves is amazing because, I don't know, but in between killing people for John Wick movies, he found time to do this and he just makes fun of himself all the way through.
That's the best.
And the rom-com, by the way, not just Keanu Reeves. Oh my God.
Yes, it's a lovely, charming story about two Asian people who find love. But still...
while we were still on the Asian thing, I kind of enjoyed Love Hard. It's not the best rom-com, but I enjoyed it. It was kind of fun because it stars another Crazy Rich Asian alum, see Jimmy O Yang.
Oh yeah,
yes,
Jimmy O Yang, who my introduction was in that Boston Bomber movie. Who I really thought he was Chinese, but it turns out he's American. He's American born.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing him in Love Hard as a lead character was quite interesting. The story was just unique because catfishing came into play.
Mm-hmm.
It's about deception and eventually these two people deceiving each other.
Yeah, with Nina Dobrev, right?
With Nina Dobrev, yeah, on Netflix. It's actually better than Last Christmas.
Oh my God.
Most things are better than Last Christmas.
That is true.
That is true. There might be some Hallmark movies that are better than Last Christmas.
Man, I paid to see Last Christmas.
Whose fault is that?
I was supposed to review the thing and then I missed the premiere. So I'm like, okay, I'll just catch like a last full show. I'll watch it. I'll just pay for it. I'll review it. And I hated it so much that I just didn't end up reviewing it.
I see.
Because I was like, I don't think I need bashers this week. So, okay. People don't like it when I don't like movies.
I don't know. I like it when you get all bitchy and rant about it. But that's me. That's for the podcast. Maybe not for your articles.
No.
This is the reason why this podcast was formed. To shit on terrible movies.
Oh.
If I may throw something on Netflix also that I actually enjoyed, that's probably underrated. Not a lot of people saw this, but I want to talk about Someone Great with Gina Rodriguez and Lakeith Stanfield.
Oh, dude!
Wait, what's this about?
Dude.
What is this?
What is this? It's great. It's a good movie.
It is so good.
What is this? Explain.
So basically,
girlfriends.
It's mainly another girlfriends movie, but it's helping Gina Rodriguez, the lead character, to get over a breakup. So it just unfolds from there, and it is just so touching how her girlfriends are always there for her, and it's quite a realistic depiction of how breakups go. Like, she's been in a long-term relationship with a guy, and then maybe a career thing comes in the way, and somehow she thought that their career could withstand a long-distance relationship or a huge shift in lifestyle, but apparently it doesn't work. And it does have the cliche, I'm so heartbroken, I'm drinking my ass off, singing to like sad songs, but my girlfriends are there to help me out, and it was just so good.
It's cute.
I should watch this.
And oh my God,
you should watch it.
Lakeith Stanfield is so hot. Sorry,
abs na naman.
He's so hot. Like, I understand why she was so heartbroken. I understand why you're so broken over this breakup.
Something funny pa. Parang when I saw this movie, we were in New York when it first came out. So when we were there, we were watching the movie in my wife's sister-in-law's place. Parang, Hey, maybe we can go there tomorrow.
Yeah.
Check the itinerary where we can eat at. So this movie, apart from it being a good one, was kind of special because that was when we visited relatives in New York.
Aww, look at you.
Yeah.
I'm just little own rom-com. But yeah, Someone Great was actually great.
Nice.
And it doesn't necessarily have that romantic feel. Like it's more of like the post-romance kind of thing, the breakup. But it's just Someone Great, duh. We've used that joke so many times, but that's just what I can say about it. It's pretty good. And I think I was able to relate watching it when I was single. So it's relatable. And I also did have some really good friends help me get over it.
Nice.
Yes, that's
very
good.
nice. Something that not a lot of people have seen, but if you have a chance, I strongly recommend this one. Have you seen this one? It's got Seth Rogen and Charlize Theron. It's called Long Shot.
Oh, very unlikely pairing, but it worked.
It's so good.
It worked.
This movie was so low key.
They have such good chemistry that you'd never imagine in a million years.
Nope. It's just amazing how they started interacting with each other. I never knew Seth Rogen could do this. Charlize Theron, we expect that.
Yeah. It's just these unlikely pairings working so well. Pretty good. I like that.
And you know what? You actually buy their love story. I mean, even if, like what we said, you don't expect these two would ever end up in a million years together, but they have such good chemistry and the dialogue is well done. You know, at some point they're under attack while they're in the Philippines, but whatever. Stuff explodes. But, yeah, you know.
Boom, booms and brits.
And at some point, Seth Rogen managed to upload a video of himself masturbating onto the internet by mistake.
Typical Seth Rogen. But somehow the movie isn't mean-spirited at all. It's actually kind of sweet. And you kind of buy the romance. Yeah,
their relationship.
And you also should watch their interviews together. It's
Yes.
not just their character chemistry. They legit get along so well. And it's so
weird.
cute. It's so cute.
Weird.
It is weird, but adorbs in some way.
Absolutely, yes. How about some more offbeat ones? We've talked about how the rom-com has evolved over the years. We've talked about how different kinds of relationships have been explored. But then you have some things that just defy classification. Do you guys remember Her?
Yeah. Is that a rom-com?
It kind of is, isn't it?
No.
In a way.
I wouldn't call it a rom-com.
Where is the com? It just broke my heart all throughout.
Dude, that's not a rom-com.
Well, dude falls in love with essentially Siri.
Yeah, again, where is the com?
Where is the com?
Okay, fine.
God.
I mean, he literally was communicating pero walang comedy.
All right, fine. Wait, does that kill my next one too? Because I was going to say The Lobster.
I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, that one's nice. It's Colin Farrell, right? He plays this dude and he goes to this place. He checks in at this place where after 45 days, if you haven't found your one true love yet, you get turned into an animal of your choice.
That sounds interesting.
He wants to be a lobster.
I don't think it's a rom-com. It's actually
a little bit dark because he ends up with Beatrix Lestrange. But
I do think it's more of a dark comedy.
Yes. So there's the calm. There's the calm part. That's calm.
Yeah, but not romantic.
Fine. We want happy, good feels.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Then why did we say La La Land?
Because it was bright.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Something I guess is offbeat. It is It is calm because of the stars who are very well known as comedians, but it's actually also pretty heartbreaking. Have you seen from 2012 Celeste and Jesse Forever?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
That was so good. So it's basically about this longtime couple played by Andy Samberg and Rashida Jones. See, two comedians. So obviously there will be comedic moments and it is about romance, but it's about a dying relationship.
ang galing ni Samberg doon. Like, I couldn't even, like, wow, this dude has range after seeing him in Hot Rod.
Sorry. And Popstar.
I just remembered Hot Rod. Oh my God.
Then you see him do a movie like this. It's like, what the actual?
Yes.
It's so good. So it's it's about a couple. They've been together for the longest time, but girls having doubts. And then they go their separate ways and think they can still be friends. So since you've been in a relationship for so long, it's like, okay, we can still stay friends since that's how we started off anyway. We were really good friends. Mm-hmm. And then, the regrets creep in, the what ifs creep in, and it's so painful, but it was just so well acted.
Mm-hmm. It's super, it's real,
And it's like it dawns on you this for those who probably would be able to relate to this movie. It's like you made a decision that you thought was right at the time, and then later on you gravely regret it, but you can't say anything about it because it's you who broke it off. And when you finally see the other guy happy and moving on,
and they're like, I've made a terrible mistake.
Shit. It's so good. Definitely Celeste and Jesse forever. Not very calm, but
it's real. But
it's real.
It has its moments.
Yeah, it does have its calm moments, rom-com moments.
Mm-hmm. I got one. Okay, I'm gonna make up for her. This came out like last year or the year before. Palm Springs. Now that you mention it, it's also got Andy Samberg.
Oh, look at Andy Samberg.
I know. So basically, he and this woman, they go to a wedding reception in Palm Springs, right? And basically, they get stuck in a time loop. They have to keep on reliving the same day over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Kind of like Groundhog Day.
Yes. In fact, it is pretty much like Groundhog Day, where if you go to sleep or you die, it resets.
Every time you say time loop, it's Groundhog Day.
It's Groundhog Day. Yes, it absolutely is. And this one is actually pretty nice. This one is nice. Andy Samberg again. And what's her name? Shoot, I forgot her name. It's the mom from How I Met Your Mother, the actual mom, the one who dies. Spoiler alert for a 10-year-old show, but for a 10-year-old finale.
Kristen Milotti.
Thank you. Yes, her. It was her. Milotti. She's the girl. She's the lead opposite Andy Samberg. And unlike Groundhog Day, where he's the only guy who knows that he's doing the same day over and over again, here, How I Met Your Mother is also doing the time loop.
How I Met Your Mother is also Kristen Milotti, dude.
Yes, How I Met Kristen Milotti. Yes. So that's what makes it fun, in that there's more than one person who's stuck in this time loop, and they don't necessarily want to have anything to do with each other. So it's a fun watch. It was one of those surprises. It came out at the height of the pandemic. And Andy Samberg and Mother from How I Met is they both act their asses off in this one, and it's really funny.
I have something offbeat. I think came out 2017, so pre-pandemic. It's called The Big Sick.
Yes,
it stars Kumail Nanjiani.
Yes,
and Zoe Kazan.
Yes, and it's based on his personal experience. He wrote this movie with his wife, and it's about their experience as a mixed race couple. It's fantastic.
It tells you the story of how they started out, and how they came together, and it's brilliant because it deals with misconceptions and prejudice from most the parents of his wife's character.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
His wife,
because she brought home a brown guy, so they don't know how to take this.
Yeah,
and he's just this. He's like a stand-up comic, or he's a stand-up comic who's also an Uber driver.
Yep. Struggling stand-up comic.
Yes.
So there you go. Who's just a really nice guy.
And it's good. And you see he has range. He can, it's not like the stereotypical South Asian roles. He's got range, this guy.
Yeah, it was surprising because I came off of watching him from Silicon Valley and I saw this movie. I was like,
Yes. I saw him in Silicon Valley. I hated him in The Eternals. But, he was really good here.
He had abs in The Eternals.
He did. That's what I don't get. They never made him take his shirt off even once.
I'm surprised this is a complaint from you guys.
No, because 2 years before The Eternals came out, like Men's Health posted his selfies
Oh, I
telling
know.
the world, "Oh, get ready! You're gonna see this ripped
I know,
dude."
Because he had this Chris Pratt transformation. Andy from Parks and Rec to Star-Lord, and then you have Kumail Nanjiani to like Kingo. It's like, dang.
And he never took his shirt off. What's up with that?
Okay.
Wait, did Star-Lord take? Yeah, he took off his shirt.
Yeah, he took his shirt off. He did.
He did. Wait, why are we talking about shirtless dudes?
I don't know. And she's letting us do it. She's letting us do it.
You manipulative lady.
She's not coming from me, you guys. It's not me.
Just letting us shoot ourselves in the foot.
No, but seriously, check out The Big Sick. It's a really cute movie, and it's also quite real.
See it again.
Yes, you have to watch it. It came out as a surprise because I just saw it. I was like, I'm gonna try this movie out. I have nothing to watch, and then I couldn't, nothing to lose, but I really enjoyed it.
Good stuff. I did not expect it. You hear the title, you don't really expect much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think, I was sick one weekend. It was just on TV. I had no expectations. And then I was watching. I'm like, this is good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So since we're in the whole rom-com thing, I think we cannot ignore the fact that a lot of the biggest blockbusters from our country, the Philippines, we are basically a rom-com country. As of late, there were more rom-coms than any other genre of any
Cat
local
deal for
films
life, yo.
released. So yeah, we definitely have to talk about the Star Cinema movies that we really enjoyed. So I would like to talk about the era of the rise of Antoinette Jadaone and Dan
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
I think it started the whole obviously the trend, at least for our generation, started with the rise of rom-coms again, started with something before the named timeline we gave was One More Chance. And that's when, back then, or 2000s pa yun, but after that, it birthed a lot of good rom-coms because people realized that, yes, we wanted the more real stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So a lot more local films became more relatable, still very formulaic in a rom-com way, but still at least different. A lot of elements of Hugot became a thing na.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then this was the era before people were aware that the branding of Hugot was a thing. So people would just unironically just write these because in recent times, parang, naging uso na yung Hugot. Let's use Hugot as marketing. Na hindi na nag-work ngayon.
Jollibee. I'm sorry. What?
But that was the time when they just genuinely did it, not because of the whole Hugot branding. It was just because they wanted to make more real rom-coms.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You mentioned Antoinette Jadaone. The one thing that she did that really stood out to me was yung kay Liz Quinn, Liz Quinn. Yeah. I admit it. I watch a lot of these movies. Okay, Alone Together was stood out to me.
Are you gonna pretend it's a guilty pleasure again?
No, I said it straight up. I like these movies. I just saw a Kath Neal movie during the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So yeah.
Ako naman, I guess easy answer. That thing called Tadhana.
Yeah.
Angelica Panganiban was amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. Somehow people suddenly wanted to go to Baguio or Benguet.
You know what? You know
it did great for local tourism.
It's kind of sad then because of what it did. Because after that though, when you go to that location, puro kalat na raw.
Yeah. That's a very sad effect of a lot of movies actually that have these destinations for some reason.
Yeah.
But that thing called Tadhana, sobrang galing kasi ni Angelica Panganiban. I love her so much.
She's amazing. I'll watch her in any movie.
What I love about her is she always commits fully to the nonsense, honestly. And she has no qualms about making a fool of herself or sticking to her guns. I mean, as you've seen recently, where she's been speaking out on politics without naming names, but it's just very refreshing for a major studio star here to do that.
And I also love J.M. De Guzman here because besides the whole we meet each other on this trip, this soul searching trip, I also like how real it gets in terms of their own personal struggles. Because JM de Guzman was, I think they were also both like telling each other how I used to think that I could do such great things.
Yep.
And hence this whole soul searching thing. And this is also where they bond. They don't just bond over heartbreak, but they also bond over like their personal baggage. And like that's a long ass bus ride. So there's a lot to bond over.
It is.
Yeah.
It's just such a great setting. I loved it.
It's intimate. It's what it is.
And
you know.
And real.
I like that the conversations felt real because it had people talking about their insecurities and what you said earlier about, you know, coming to terms with where you are at this stage of your life.
Yeah.
And it just really spoke to a lot of people. And that's why I'm glad that this has actually essentially kickstarted a whole new wave of this kind of rom-com locally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just hope it doesn't lose its momentum. Like, kasi, like we've had a lot of great rom-coms recently locally.
Agreed. And can I just say, not for anything, but I actually really like Love You to the Stars and Back.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I mean,
Why are you sorry?
I don't know.
Sorry.
Are you judging me? I don't know.
I'm judging you because you're sorry. You shouldn't be. You shouldn't apologize for that.
Exactly. We're judging you because you said sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
I straight up admitted I watched Cathiel in Lisbon movies.
I liked it. I really did. I liked Love You to the Stars and Back.
Of course. Starts crying. I did. Would you like to tell us about it before I start crying?
It's got Julia Barreto and Joshua Garcia, and basically they're this. There's a boy, there's a girl, and they go on a road trip to look for aliens, basically. And what she doesn't know is that Joshua Garcia is actually terminally ill and has decided that he doesn't want to fight anymore. He doesn't want to go for treatment anymore. And some of the film's best moments are when Julia finds out and when she's trying to kick his ass into like, what the hell are you saying? You're giving up. You can't give up. You know, we haven't met the aliens yet. Come on, get up off your ass. And it's good stuff. You know, they have adventures. They go on it's another road trip basically.
Yeah.
And the things that happen along the way, but it's an entirely different beast from that thing called the Tadhana, and I greatly enjoyed it. Honestly.
Yeah. That and Joshua Garcia has I think he's the Gen Z leading man. Like the Gen Z John Lloyd.
Yes,
I would say
he's fantastic.
Like he's not conventionally, he's not like, let's say, Piolo Pascual. Like obviously honk. Right. And that was the charm of John Lloyd back then. That he's kind of like
the boy next
cute,
door.
But he's the ordinary guy.
Yeah, he's the ordinary guy. And I feel like Joshua Garcia is the Gen Z version of that.
And he has the same superpower as John Lloyd. He can cry on cue. Like so every 5 minutes if you need him to.
Yeah. Amazing. And something I also enjoyed locally was I'm Drunk, I Love You.
Yes, I was going to say that.
I'm Drunk, I Love You. Another road trip film, essentially. This is
another road trip movie.
Not road trip, more like destination.
Fine.
Nandun na sila.
They cut out the road part.
Yeah.
The road trip part.
But there is a trip.
Yes. And can I just say, part of the fun is seeing places that we know.
Well, La Union, obviously. LU, the new party place before the pandemic hit. But Maha Salvador was amazing here. So this was a movie by JP Habak. Woohoo, UP alum, what's up? Proud UP alum. Hello. It is about unrequited love. Basically, Maha Salvador, her character is in love with her best friend, played by Paolo Avellino. And it really catches people with this whole unrequited love thing. Like, parang, shit, in love ako sa best friend ko, pero di pwede. The whole thing. Tapos, ang hirap pa because you go on a trip together. So, paano yon? Like, the setting's all romantic. You're drinking, you're having fun. And somehow you get jealous because of Patty. Hindi ko makalimutan si Patty. Si Jasmine Curtis Smith.
Tangina kasi pangalan yan, Patty.
Kaya punchline yun sa movie. Si Patty. I love Patty. Of course, there's that girl you get jealous of. And basta, ang galing ni Maha Salvador doon.
And if you spent any time in UP in, the
Maginhawa,
early to mid 2000s, this movie, like a healthy chunk of it, it's like a love letter to that age of when you didn't necessarily go home after school, where you'd hang out in Teachers Village.
Yep.
And their freaking road trip starts in Tomato Kick. So I mean, how can I not love this? Like, they brought it back to its former glory.
Tapos it's the before graduation trip, diba?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you see, this is a pivotal moment in their lives where this girl is super in love with one of her best friends, and then they know that after college things are never gonna be the same. So when they go on this trip, she's thinking like, what's gonna happen? Will this be the moment I finally tell him how I feel? Will this go anywhere? Mm-hmm. Will this change how he sees me, how we see each other? Will this break us apart? Lalo na't you're graduating. That's such a big moment in your life. And it really hurts you because that ending song just like punches you in the gut. Like, how do you expect not to cry when you play Burn Out by Ebe Dancel? Tang ina.
I have to watch this movie then.
It's such a good fucking movie, dude. You have to watch this, honestly.
I will watch this.
I saw it on the big screen.
Nyo.
I saw this on the big screen because I wanted to experience it in all of its glory, and I was not disappointed. And being presented as essentially a love letter to that very specific time in your life that, a lot of people have gone through. It accomplished brilliantly, and I love this movie. Wow, that was more tiring than I thought it would be.
Burnout kasi, tag-ina. And it's not just the Ebe Dancel version pala, it's the 3D version. It has Ebe Dancel, Jonoy Danao, and Bullet Dumas.
Agoy.
It's that version. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Putang ina. Nananakit kayo? Putang ina nyo.
I was like, what the hell is the 3D version? And then you said all the names. I was like, not cool. Medyo masakit.
Nananakit. Ang ina nyo. And I'm not even sure if they were actually drunk while this happens because they were so convincing as drunk people. Alam mo yun, yung parang, shit, yung magkakalat ka, tangina, ito na.
You should ask
Magkakalat na ba ako? Puta, ito na ba? Lalabas ko na ba yung feelings ko kasi lasing ako? We've all been there, guys.
Good stuff, good stuff. Burnout is a heavy place to close with the films that we've loved from the last decade of rom-coms. But let's talk about some of the ones that we didn't love. What are some of the ones that just pissed you off?
Aloha.
I didn't bother watching that movie.
But so it also had an Asian lead.
Emma Stone?
Emma Stone, who kept saying that I'm Hawaiian, but looking so fucking white.
That movie is so stupid.
Stop it. I love Cameron Crowe, but Aloha was a mistake.
I think they all just did that one for the paycheck.
Most likely the paycheck.
So bad.
I mean, honestly, like, what the actual hell? That was kind of bad. Okay, I'm gonna throw in everything after the first kissing booth.
I like the first one.
Everything after the first one.
It's kind of like the Matrix, where you like you enjoy the first one, then you just discard the rest.
Yes, discarding. Right? God damn,
a lot. It's like everything's forced.
Stupid.
Oh, funny you mentioned something about Groundhog Day earlier with Palm Springs. Let's talk about Love Wedding Repeat.
Sayang yun.
I wasted 2 hours of my life.
Could have been good just from the concept.
Been.
Yeah.
I mean, Sam Claflin and Olivia Munn
it was a waste.
I had high hopes for them.
Yeah,
I know.
It really was a waste of the talent, but then it was so boring.
Or it really tried with the whole non-linear thing, like jumping timelines and maybe like people imagining shit.
Alternate realities and stuff.
But didn't
No,
work.
like there was it felt rushed. It felt like it wasn't ready to be filmed. And they still went with it.
And I don't think they knew what they wanted to do.
Yeah,
honestly.
exactly. Parang they were just like, oh, let's just make it non-linear. Let's shoot in the perspective of this character, etc., etc. But they didn't really know how to tie it together well.
So clever.
Yeah,
that was a waste.
You know what else is bad? We've talked a lot about holiday themed movies and anthology films. Mother's Day is terrible.
I didn't even
bother watching.
Oh my god, it's got Jennifer Aniston and Jason Sudeikis is in it, and Julia Roberts.
Really?
That's a cast.
Yeah,
it's so bad. It's so bad. And the sad part is it's the same director as Pretty Woman and New Year's Eve and Valentine's
New Year's
Day
Eve isn't really good.
And Princess Diaries.
I think his prime was Pretty Woman to Princess Diaries, considering that New Year's Eve came after that.
So bad. So bad. I cannot even. Mother's Day. I think, you're running out of holidays if you're making a movie out of
Is Mother's Day even a holiday?
Yeah.
It's like a special weekend.
I'm hoping your mother never hears this. What the hell, man?
I'm a dad, so I don't consider Father's Day a
I'm a
holiday.
dad. Look at me. I made a human. Like
It doesn't even have a set date. It just has, like a special weekend. It's like, on this day, but it's not a May 15.
I'm going to tell your wife that she doesn't deserve a day as per you.
No, I'm not, I didn't say that. I just said it's not even a holiday. It's a special day dedicated to moms. I can say that. I'm a parent.
Y'all just keep digging that hole. You're not going to get out of it.
Parent card. Amazing.
It's too bad we already did last Christmas because I would totally throw it in here too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you could get to He's All That.
Let's have Misha take. Misha, you have the floor.
Yes, I would like to give Misha. Like, see, this is where I love it when Misha hates movies.
I know. I'm gonna have fun with this.
Yeah, bring out the popcorn, guys. He's still screaming. What's that?
So bad. It's so bad.
Guys, he's crying.
Oh my god, it's so fucking bad. It's like, oh my god, why did they? Okay, so like you all know that She's All That, right? It's about.
Come on, Rachel Leigh Cook. How can
right, Rachel Leigh Cook and cool guy in school makes
Jr.
a bet that he can make her over into the prom queen,
Paul Walker was there.
Paul Walker was there.
He was the douchebag who started the bet.
Bless his soul.
And it's like that typical rom-com thing where the quote-unquote fugly girl just removes her glasses and undoes her hair, and all of a sudden she's prom queen material because she was beautiful the whole time and nobody knew.
But he's all that. He's all that. He's all that.
Now, we got a remake, but you're not sure if it's a remake because the mom of the lead character is Rachel Leigh Cook, but she's not playing her character from She's All That. She's playing another character who is an overworked nurse.
Sacrilege. This is sacrilege. I am offended.
Oh my God. Even Matthew Lillard is here. He's a member of the faculty.
My millennial heart is offended.
It's so fucking bad. It's so bad. Okay. But the lead guy, so basically the same thing, except now with social media. So the girl, right, she's played by Addison Rae, who is an influencer in real life. And she's an influencer and she says she can make anybody an influencer. So we're going to turn this dorky guy in school, this ugly guy, into influencer prom king material, right?
That's the
bet.
Fucking shallow.
Oh my God.
Does it have TikTok references? Please tell me it has TikTok dancing references.
She is a TikTok influencer, yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's so bad. So
now would be the right time to have static.
Right. So the influencer is pissed off because her boyfriend left her or whatever. So, and this is all live streamed to everybody. Her humiliation, her ultimate humiliation, where it's revealed that he's been cheating on her the whole time, whatever. And there's a breakup and it's messy. So she's going to get back at him by making herself happy, by getting a new guy, and they'll be prom king and queen, so on and so forth. the dude that she chooses is the guy from Cobra Kai, who is not an ugly dude, okay? He's not an ugly guy by any stretch. Tanner Buchanan is not ugly. He's not frumpy. He doesn't even have to do the glasses reveal because he's not even wearing glasses. He's just this dungis dude who dresses in flannel and he's got long hair. And
hey, that can be hot.
He actually is kind of fucking hot. That's why you don't know why he's an outcast.
What is the point?
I don't know what the fucking point of this movie is.
What's
it's just
the
so
point?
bad.
The makeover is the thing.
Oh my God, it's so bad. And the only point of the makeover is to show his 8-pack when he takes his shirt off. He's too young for you, Mai.
I know, that's why I'm not interested. I'm not.
No, and then just when you're thinking maybe this movie can do something, maybe it's got something different about it or something. Every single time you get your hopes up, it finds a way to let you down. It really does. Like at some point,
it can find a way to get your hopes up.
You remember how I said he's the guy from Cobra Kai? He actually gets to do karate against some guys in this movie.
What?
And then you have cameos from people like Kourtney Kardashian.
What?
Because it's about a TikTok influencer.
I want to hate watch this drunk.
Yes, you have to hate watch this. It's so fucking bad.
I want to hate watch it drunk.
He actually gets to do the line is like, say it to me, tell me to my face. Was I a bet? Was I a fucking bet? Except now it just looks like it looks like it's like a porn parody, the way he delivers the line. It's just so bad.
Like bump, chicka, wow, wow, in
it's just
background.
Like, dude, you knew what kind of a shallow, horrible TikTok influencer this person was. Why are you even surprised? I mean, seriously.
Like, everything's on social media, dude.
Everything's on social media. But it's okay because he becomes like, he becomes like even, the karate fight ends up on social media. This whole thing is so stupid.
Oh, God.
And he's like antisocial. He's a rebel and all that. And his disgusting job is that he helps clean the stables, for rich people's horses.
This is sounding kind of porny.
Yeah, the influencer, she steps in horse poop at some point. Go, it's so funny.
I can't believe some people rated this 5.
Maybe 1 was the highest.
Some people say it's a 5 out of 5. It's like, why?
It's like basically they just wanted to use the title, She's All That, but they made it so it's so pandering. It's like what a 45-year-old screenwriter thinks teenagers do and talk and think like. It's like a middle-aged white man's perception of what TikTok is. That's what this movie is, and it's just so fucking bad. So I don't know who it's supposed to appeal to, because actual people who are into TikTok will not like it because they're like, that's not how it is. People who grew up on She's All That will be like, why are you remaking this with this garbage? And people who like the actors or the influencers that are in the movie, there's not a good movie for them to watch. So please don't watch She's All That if you're sober.
That's a mouthful.
All right.
And then at the very end, at the prom where everyone's happy, where everyone's happy again, Rachel Leigh Cook and Matthew Lillard show up just to remind you that they were in the original, but they're completely different characters now. And they join a big dance number that closes out the movie at the prom.
And I don't think we can go any more downhill from there. So thank you.
What the shit?
Oh my God, he's still angry.
Stupid fucking movie.
You wasted 2 hours of your life watching that stupid shit. I feel bad for you.
Sober?
Stupid fucking reboot, I swear.
So yeah, I think that's a very good note to end on. Misha's angst. So I guess we've given you enough suggestions if you do kind of want to love it up movie-wise for Valentine's season. So we've given a lot of good suggestions. Maybe we missed some. Let us know if there might have been some that didn't make the list. So please let us know on our Facebook group, Sub-Auteurs. We like movies. And Misha, yes?
They even find a way to fuck up the song. They have the song.
He's not done. We're so sorry, guys.
They fuck up the song. Kiss Me. They remixed it and rearranged it. It's so bad.
So
we
what
also
was it?
have
Me
Instagram.
Kiss now?
We also have Instagram at sub_auteurs. Please follow us there as well. And our Facebook page, Sub-Auteurs.
Everyone responsible for this movie
my God, this
should be dragged into the street and shot.
That is really not that. He has so much hate for this movie. Oh my God.
Are you done?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
We are the Sub-Auteurs. Happy Valentine's Day. My name is Mai.
I miss you. Happy Valentine's Day.
Anjo, he's not done. Sobrang galit ni Wilmer. He's so mad. Maybe we should have ended on a high note. This is like ending on a...
Even the poster is bad.
Oh my God.
Okay, end credits.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye.
Sawa talaga.
Screw you guys. I mean, really, what the hell? Why did you not watch it?
It's still going. Why did you not?
No. Yung mangyayari ngayon is you're gonna watch it, but you're gonna anticipate a train wreck, and then you will just giggle. Now, you're not gonna hate it. You're gonna laugh.
It's true. It's kind of what happened with the Matrix 4.
It's so bad.